28. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Trading Card Therapy, episode number 28. Happy holidays to all of my friends and collector friends that are out there. So we're going to cover a couple topics today. We're going to have a brisk show as I have to leave in just a little bit to meet some friends for, you guessed it, the holidays. Today, the first topic, you're going to be happy you tuned in. A lot of talk in the hobby about, a lot of different issues. And whether it be something that you find interesting or not, I see a lot of now giveaways being done on social, which is really cool for this time of year, especially. But giveaways in the sense of like, here's a card, like and follow and all that. And so we wanted to do something a little bit more sincere here on Trading Card Therapy, our 28th episode. So in honor of the holiday season, whether it be you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or anything else in between or additional, we are going to give away a total of $500 in two increments of $250, call them spending sprees. And this is a shout out to my friend Eric, who came by the store the other day. Eric is someone I went to high school with. And Eric and I were reminiscing about the good old days. The Manalapan Mall, Steinbach Mall Show, as we called it. And J5, back in the day, there was $1,000 credit. You got to remember, this is the late 80s, early 90s. $1,000 is worth even more back then. And I'm like, Eric, yeah, I remember that. Why are you bringing it up? Because I always wanted to win that real bad. He's like, Leighton, I won it one year. And I went nuts, and I bought this, and I bought an Eric Dickerson football and all this great stuff. And I'm like, it's amazing, Eric, that 25 years ago, you still remember it like it was yesterday. This is where my idea came from, because there's a lot of giveaways happening this time of year on social, meaning IG, Facebook, Twitter, etc. But there's not a lot of personal giveaways. And so you're going to see what I mean by that. This one, you don't have to like anyone. You don't have to tag anyone. You don't have to share it. What I'm going to ask over the next few days until next week's episode of Trading Card Therapy, where you can find us every Thursday at 1:30 p.m., roughly, Eastern Time, is we're going to give away two different gifts of $250 to someone, whether it be yourself or someone you recommend. And all you got to do is contact me through DMs on Trading Card Therapy or my email address directly at Leighton, Leighton, at justcollect.com. You can nominate yourself, but you can also nominate someone else. And since it's a season of giving, I might recommend, if you'd like to win, to nominate someone else. Now, if you nominate your neighbor, your cousin, probably pretty smart. Maybe you guys can split it. The point being is we're going to try to have some fun here, and we're going to try to put the $500 in the hands of two collectors in some way, shape, or form that we feel are a special circumstance that are deserving of it. And we're looking forward to seeing who is interested, who is recommended to us, and ultimately who we decide on. We will share it on next week's show. So please drop me a line. Next up, very interesting to me, I covered this in an Instagram reel the other day, and has to do with not just this card in particular. So this is a beauty. This is a T206 Home Run Baker, but with a very rare back, a black Lennox back, a little bit of back damage, but nonetheless, only a pop of 2 in PSA, although I think there's a couple more out there that maybe not be slabbed or an SGC. So my question to the community I want to discuss on today's show, but really asking for your feedback. When you have a low pop vintage, we're talking in this case, because that's my thing. When you have a low pop vintage card, do you list it on eBay at a high price and a submit best offer? Do you give it to a Rick Probstein or a PWCC on consignment or fixed price through them? Do you give it to the auction houses and have them fight over who will give you the best rate and hope for the best? Or do you save it for the mecca of all conventions, the National Sports Collectors Convention, and do I put it out there? Please let me know in the comments. I'm curious your thoughts, not just on this T206 Home Run Baker, but any low pop, doesn't have to be high grade, but desirable vintage card. What do you think I should do? What do you think others should do in that position? And lastly, I wanted to cover today an interesting topic. I personally collect vintage autographed cards. I do also collect some other autographs. In general, I'm not against autograph grading, but I'm not really for it, and I don't really care about it. Meaning, if you look here, we got a 9, an autograph grade of a 9, and we have an autograph grade of a 7. And to the discerning eye, I don't really see much of a difference. I never started collecting autographs because of the grade. I started collecting autographs because I enjoyed having that card signed. And of course, I'd rather have maybe an inscription or something cool, but I didn't care so much if it looked to be gem mint or like there was no break in the pen. And I'm not suggesting it's wrong. This is what's great about collecting. Some people collect T206s in low-grade technical condition, but exceptional eye appeal. Others collect T206s in high-grade condition and don't care about eye appeal whatsoever. There's no right or wrong way to eat a Reese's. There's no right or wrong way to collect. So, in terms of autographs, I'm curious what you folks think. Are you collectors of autographed memorabilia and you care about the grade on an autographed piece of memorabilia or card? Or if you could save some money and buy a cheaper example, would you rather just have a cheaper example? I did think about this before I came on today's show. My exception is when you're talking about superior quality items, like a Babe Ruth signed baseball. That makes sense to me, especially if you can not only see it with a discernible eye, but why a PSA 9 graded ball would be or command a substantial premium over, let's say, a ball that was graded a 7. But I'll be honest, I can't really see the difference that easily between the 9 and the 7 here on this Bob Cousy rookie or this pair of Bob Cousy rookie. So you decide for yourself, but please let me know what you think in the comments on Instagram. Appreciate your thoughts. Of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Speaking of YouTube, if you are not subscribed yet, today's the day you're going to start, because we just released an amazing video on our Just Collect YouTube channel about the unbelievably rare and amazing collection of 20 different of the 25 1910 PC 796 baseball postcards. The video was released last night on YouTube. It can now be checked out on our Just Collect YouTube channel, so make sure you like and subscribe so be notified each and every time we come out with a new video on other amazing collections like our Arizona find. Heat we found in the desert with 22 Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig Goudey cards. The blog will be coming soon on the PC 796 baseball postcard collection. However, the blog is available on the amazing Goudey collection with over 800 cards that yours truly found out in the desert just very recently. And our blog can be found at blog.justcollect.com. The last thing I want to touch upon today in our brief trading card therapy episode number 28 is if you have topics that you'd like to hear the doctor, yours truly, discuss in the upcoming year, 2023, anything and everything having to do with the hobby, with grading, with collecting, with auction houses, with anything and with everything in between, please drop me a line on here, Trading Card Therapy. You could DM me, or you could send me an email at Leighton, Leighton, at justcollect.com. And on that note, I'm wishing each and every one of you a very happy holiday season and have a great collecting season. Take care, everybody.